Good evening and welcome inside of the NMAX Centrium. My name is Quentin Amundsen, and tonight we have a presentation of our quarterfinal matchup between New Brunswick and Alberta. A matchup that took place in the quarterfinals 4 years ago in the 2015 Canada Winter Games, and Alberta won that bout 6-1. And that was very impressive and significant because they went on to win a silver medal. And a big accomplishment on the line for Alberta is the fact that they have earned a medal at every Canada Winter Games since 1991. A very impressive streak that they want to continue. They had 2 bronze, 3 silver, and 2 gold medals since those 1991 games that would feature players born in 1975. Now the 2003 class, along with 1 player born in 2004, Matt Savoy, will try to continue that impressive run. New Brunswick, meanwhile, has never tasted the fruits of a semifinal appearance. They are trying to make it to the semifinal for the first time ever, and they'll try to build off of the momentum of a 6-3 win in the quarterfinal qualifying game over Newfoundland last night. So let's look at the journey about how they got here. They lost 5-2 to Quebec. McLaren Dick and Sheehan scored goals. And they lost 10-4 to Ontario. Peter Reynolds was exceptional, 2 goals and 2 assists in defeat. Then they lost 4-2 to Nova Scotia. Josh Nadeau shone in that one with a goal and an assist. But then as a result of that loss, they were sent to that quarterfinal qualifying game, but they ultimately rose to the occasion and earned a big 6-3 win over Newfoundland. And their special teams have been solid. Power play is 6 for 26. Penalty kill is 75%, so it could be slightly better, but overall quite solid indeed. Alberta opened their tournament with a loss 4-3 to Saskatchewan in overtime. Kai Uchaz and Zach Stringer each had a goal and an assist. Then they were able to win 6-5 over Manitoba. A 6-1 lead in that game was nearly evaporated, but they won 6-5. They held on, and Colton Dock had 1 goal and 1 assist. And then dramatically, 2 nights ago, they beat BC 5-4. They overcame a 4-2 deficit with a big goal by Sean Chagall with 27.9 seconds remaining on the clock. Players are on the ice, and it's going to be Lachlan Gordon starting in net for Team Alberta against Nicholas Sheehan of Team New Brunswick. So we have the battle of the 29s. New Brunswick is wearing green. Alberta is wearing white with the blue trim. I'll step aside momentarily while the national anthems will be sung. Oh, Canada has really set the tone, and there will be more buzz in the building with such a good crowd in support of this bout. Alberta will go from left to right, and it will be New Brunswick countering right to left. It should be a very spirited battle between these teams. First time I've had a chance to see New Brunswick in this tournament. Looking forward to the opportunity, and they are going to have Alex Cormier up front, along with Drew Elliott and number 18, Cole Huckins. And countering as a good energy line for Team Alberta, Owen McNeil, Craig Armstrong, and Zach Ostapchuk. Mark Lajoie and number 6, which is Kyle Masters, will be on defense. Evan Nouse, number 3, and also number 3, Jonathan DeRosier, will be on the blue line for Team New Brunswick. This should be a great matchup. We are thrilled to have you on board. Just to remind you, of course, that Ontario and Saskatchewan have moved on to the semifinals already. These two clubs, along with Quebec and BC, are trying to lock down the last 2 spots. We are underway in period number 1. And the referee already has his arm in the air for a hit to the head penalty against McNeil. And that just took place 7 seconds into the game. So New Brunswick's power play, one of the best aspects of their game, will go to work. 6 for 26 in this tournament. And Alberta's penalty kill, after only going 8 for their first 14 in their first 2 games, was able to be a lot more solid in their win against BC. Off the face-off, a scramble draw. Puck is slotted 3, and they will try to get it out, but New Brunswick steals possession back. Going to work Barnett. Has it stolen. A breakaway opportunity potentially. Turns more into a 1-on-2. A shot towards the goal. Sails high and wide. That was Chagall busting up a seam down the left wing. 31 seconds gone in period number 1, and already a dangerous chance shorthanded. And Chagall definitely has pedigree. He is the 2018 Hockey Now Alberta Prospect of the Year. A lot of accolades attached to this player. Puck is stolen by Ceulemans. He taps it deep inside of the New Brunswick end, and he'll try to go to work just plugging the puck along the wall to kill seconds. But Huckins gets it to open ice, and it's carried into the attacking end by Daniel Doucette. David Doucette leaves it in the left corner for Reynolds. Peter Reynolds of Shattuck St. Mary's turns and fires, but that was blocked, and it's going to be elevated all the way down to the other end. And Peter Reynolds plays for that Shattuck St. Mary's program, of course, very famously attended by Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon. And Nathan McKinnon is a big-time role model for Peter Reynolds, according to a player profile that he submitted to me.
Thank you to our great team of volunteers.
And in fact, here's the quote about Team Shattuck St. Mary's alumni, Nathan McKinnon. And what he has to say is that, I love that he's from Atlanta, Canada, attended Shattuck St. Mary's, contributes positively to his community, and is a phenomenal player to boot. So that's what Peter Reynolds says about Nathan McKinnon, trying to follow in his footsteps. And Reynolds wears number 7 for Team New Brunswick. 30 seconds remaining on this power play opportunity. And Alberta's done a nice job locking it down, not allowing a lot of clean entries into the attacking end. Really good colored approach to their penalty kill scheme. Nadeau can't gain the line. Now he'll have another chance. Maneuvers down the left wing. Overtaken by Lajoie. Left for LaVenture. And we're now back to 5-on-5 hockey. McNeil is out of the box. Masters a shot from the right boards, and that is snared by the goalkeeper. Good save is made by Sheehan, who plays for the St. John Vitoes, originally from Moncton, New Brunswick. And here's a little bit more about Sheehan. Last year he had a very dominant season with the Moncton Hawks, a .935 save percentage and a 1.69 goals against average and a 13-1 record. He was the New Brunswick Bantam AAA Goaltender of the Year award last year, having a solid start to this year with St. John's, 5-3-2 record at another level, of course. Chance to move it up the near side wall by Carter McCluskey. Can't escape quite yet. Matt Savoy who generated 2 big assists to help Alberta come back from their 4-2 deficit against BC, including that really marvelous rush down the left wing that directly set up that game-winning goal with 28 seconds left on the clock. Alberta has 2 shots already in this hockey game. New Brunswick is looking for their first. And Quebec and BC, of course, are underway. A 0-0 tie there, 3 minutes into that one. I'll be keeping you apprised of what happens during the course of this tilt. Maybe give you a better clue of what the semifinal matchups could look like going into the third period. We'll leave that until then. Carter McCluskey tries to get it out. The other number 12 keeps it in. Uchaz on the right half wall. Slides it behind the net. Centering pass on goal. Scores! Grube made a nice play from behind the net to set up a golden opportunity in the slot, and is pounded home by number 17, Tyson LaVenture. Alberta draws first blood in this quarterfinal. Just 3:08 into this affair. That was a great play set up by the size and strength of Grube behind the net, and LaVenture was able to sneak off the blue line into the quiet area and get it behind the goaltender to make it 1-0. Tyson LaVenture, a big-time play for him. And he is a player for OHA Edmonton. 3:20 gone into the game, and a big goal scored there. We'll see how New Brunswick can respond. It's played behind the net. A lead pass in the attacking zone. Here comes a toe drag move by Elliott. Elliott leaves it behind the cage. Centering pass on goal. Shot is wide of the cage. Deflected off a stick. 3:46 gone in period 1. Alberta has that coveted lead. And now the puck elevates into the Alberta bench, and fortunately it did not hit a coach or a player in the head. A little bit more information about Tyson LaVenture. Here's what Neutral Zone Scouting has to say about him. He can shoot through a screen, shoots it quickly, and also a great playmaker with hard passes. Uses his speed to attack seams in the offensive zone. And that's what he was able to do on that rush. Use his speed to really open up that seam in the slot area, and then he accepted that pass to get it into the net. And he's back on the ice going to work. Kuhlman's in on that pinch. Tries to swat it along. It is stolen away. In the neutral zone. Nose has a lane. He's alone. Backhander scores! A breakdown defensively leads to a wide open net chance for Noss, and he was able to backhand it behind the goalkeeper to make it 1-1. The seas parted all of a sudden for Noss, and he ties the game a mere 69 seconds after Alberta weighed it 1-0. Are we going to get 80s hockey here tonight at the NMAX Centrium? Too early to tell, but a really good start with the goal scoring. Evan Noss, a big tying goal, a good response. Here's another chance. Stick in the left circle, a shot. Save is made by Gordon. A good bounce back save, squeezing the pads together. And here's what I could say about Noss. He plays for the Newbridge Hockey Academy. He has played routinely as an underager. As a 12-year-old, he played for the Bishop's College U16 program. So definitely a very decorated player. And he also played at the main training camp of the Chicago Steel of the U.S. Hockey League last year. Maybe appears that an NCAA future is what he has in mind. Puck is kept inside the attacking zone for Alberta, wanting to go right back to work. Brett Highland curls off the wall, drops it back for Slaney in the right circle, takes a shot, deflects off a leg. We have a stoppage in play. Referee has his arm up in the air. There will be a tripping minor instituted. And we've reached the 5-minute mark of this period, and the first penalty now comes up against New Brunswick. And it will be Keegan Hunt going off. And he is from Moncton, New Brunswick. And he does play locally for the Moncton Flyers Midget AAA program. Power play opportunity for Alberta. And there is a lot of looks that they could throw at an opponent. And leading the charge is Coolemans, a very smooth skater. Look at him fly up the ice. A couple Alberta teammates collided in with each other at the blue line, but that didn't affect the play directly. Puck is held in. Chagall in the right corner for Grube. Protects on his backhand. Drops for Chagall. Feathers it cross ice. Cooleman sifts it down low. Behind the cage, Grube is free. In Gretzky's office, he makes the play back for Coolemans. Deals for Zellweger. Dishes it across for Chagall. Angles it cross ice. Cooleman's a shot. Absorbed and held by goalkeeper Sheehan. Good movement on the power play, but Sheehan was able to detect that path all the way and made the easy save. Goal scoring here, a 0-0 tie still at the downtown arena. All the games will be here tomorrow, at least the playoff games. The placement games for 9th and 11th place will be downtown at Kinex Arena as a shot went from Masters onto the goalkeeper. And a good glove save for traffic by Sheehan. Haven't been able to talk yet about Lachlan Gordon. Plays for the CAC Canadians minor midget team. Played for Northern Alberta last year. And really cool, he was mentored by a former neighbor, Dwayne Rollison. Shot, a big save is made by the goalkeeper Sheehan, and he directs it to the far boards. That came from Savoy, who was curling down the right side. He comes again, goes cross ice, one-timer, scores! Dylan Gunther accepts a beautiful pass and makes a terrific shot down low. Very hard between the pads of goalkeeper Sheehan. Alberta retakes the lead. A power play goal, 6:18 into period one. Savoy and Gunther just seem to have a magical symmetry with one another. They've played with each other at various tournaments over the years, and they just seem to have that knack to really make a big-time impact whenever they're on the ice at the same time. Gunther plays for Delta Hockey Academy, and Savoy plays for Northern Alberta Extreme. Here the steal in the attacking zone, scores! A shot from long range on the perimeter was able to somehow pierce the armor of Gordon, and automatically it's a tie. That was number 18, Cole Huckins, striking a mere 16 seconds after the go-ahead goal was scored by Gunther. Really seems to be shades of 1980s hockey. You have Alberta in Alberta, maybe giving a little bit of homage to the Oilers of the 1980s, a high-scoring era there. 2-2 tie and 6:34 has been played. And New Brunswick now being credited with their second goal. Right now it only says 2 shots on the board. I'm sure they'll add another one because I know Gordon did make a save in this game. But they're crediting New Brunswick with 2 goals on 2 shots. Wonder if that'll get rectified. Coming down the middle, a lane to the net, getting hauled down was number 8, Josh Nadeau, who created something out of nothing with his speed. And then we're going to get a call here as Lajoie got in the way of Nadeau's drive to the net. So the tripping call is instituted against him. So let's see what New Brunswick has in store with this power play. David Doucette is going to take the key face-off. Well, he was, and now he's thrown out. Reynolds will come in there instead. He drops it back. David Doucette can hold the line. LaVenture is one of the more active penalty killers I've seen in this tournament. He steals the puck. Holding on, trying to puck handle through a maze, but lost control. Good movement happening down low as the puck is angled deep inside of the attacking end. Squirted back to the right point. DesRosiers leaves it there in the high slot. Nosa shot, that was blocked. Reynolds on the right half wall. Back for DesRosiers. In for Noss. Cross seam. Lost between the skates of Reynolds. Reynolds back for DesRosiers. Wrister towards the goal. Just a hair off the mark. He was intending on going over the pad of the goalkeeper, Gordon. Good movement on this power play in terms of the passing. Shot is a little off the mark. This is the second power play for New Brunswick again. They were 0 for 1. Good puck handling by Huckins, but offside is the call. The Alberta players have been drafted into the 2018 WHL draft for the large part. A lot of these prospects playing on New Brunswick are trying to enter the 2019 QMJHL draft. Draw is won just outside of the Alberta end and is sailed all the way down into New Brunswick territory. Score is 2-2. Shots are 9-4 for Alberta. New Brunswick trying to get their first lead, cutting to the inside. Nice move by Huckins. Big save is made by Gordon. A tremendous rush, however, for Gordon to have to contend with. On the right point, Eli Barnett. Hesitant to shoot. He'll leave it for Elliott on the far half wall. He'll just tap it over to the near boards. Shouldered off the puck. Good physical play made by Masters. Masters will now advance towards that puck. He was on his knees, but he made sure he got it out. Dying seconds of this power play. It has now expired. And Colton Dock will pursue that puck. He has had a couple of really good games, including a goal and an assist in that win over Manitoba. Chagall flutters it along the far boards. They can't get it out. Looking to find an exit path as Keegan Hunt gets it to the blue line, but Alberta is able to collar them in for a moment. Now Smith has it in his own territory. A lead play. Doc chops it into the attacking end. Sheehan will just let his defenseman handle it. Puck squirts to the blue line. Still can't get it out in the slot area. Chagall turns, can't get it, but a shot follow-up, and a big save is made off of the goalpost. The goaltender didn't make the save, but the goaltender's best friend did. Big battle on the far boards. It rages on, and now the referees say enough is enough. Face-off will be inside of the zone. I had a chance to have a little bit of email correspondence with the New Brunswick coach, Phil Richer, before the tournament, and I love the team motto, GBESPG. Get better every shift, period, game. And that has been the motto that they have really tried to enact. They believe in just playing a sound team game that relies on all 20 players on the ice and making the game situations. And the main focus point for them was team cohesion, trying to build that. And I'm sure Bobby Fox and his staff tried to do that as well. And what they were able to do very effectively was have a series of exhibition games at a couple of their camps. They played the Red Deer Optimist Chiefs a couple of times, and I believe they played a team from St. Albert a couple of times as well to prepare for this tournament. 9:59 gone in period number one. The shots are 9-5 in favor of Alberta. And we are still awaiting our first goal in the other game, 0-0. Rube tries to cut to the inside. A centering pass, quick shot. Getting a piece of that is Sheehan, as that was Uchaz on the lip of the crease. Now a shot from the left circle. Getting a piece of that again is Sheehan, as that was Armstrong curling off the left circle. On the left point. It's carried down low by Lajoie, but his shot is blocked. That creates a chance to rush the other way for New Brunswick, but they are denied passage in the neutral zone. Reynolds will turn back from pressure. It is knocked free to the center ice area, but Gunther is doing a nice job impeding the progress of this rush for New Brunswick. Now they'll get over center. Doucette gains the attacking line down the left wing. Shifted it in down low for Reynolds. Puck is gloved down. Dickey, a little good shot from long range, and it handcuffed the goaltender, but Gordon did steer it away. Dickey from the neutral zone pounds it into the attacking end. And he plays for the St. John Vito program as well. Very popular program. I count 5 players from that program on this roster. Newbridge Academy has 3 representees. And Moncton, of course, has 3 as well. Down behind the attacking net, Zellweger tries to play keep away. Has it back, a shot on goal. Sheehan makes the save, follow-up chance. A wild shot by Gunther falling down, and that rocketed over top of the goal. 8:20 remains in period number 1. 10-5 the shots in favor of Alberta. Savoy is on the blue line. He is twisting his way down low. He shoots, he scores! A world-class shot by Savoy from the left circle. There, ladies and gentlemen, is a showcase about why this guy wants to challenge for exceptional status to play in the WHL, because he could create offense out of nothing just like that. 8:09 remains in period number 1. Alberta takes their 3rd lead. But now, how will they respond? New Brunswick has been so good at answering quickly. Puck is lobbed deep inside of the Team New Brunswick zone. They're going to try and maneuver it out, but McNeil does a nice job penning the puck in the attacking zone. Armstrong collided against the other number 18, Huckins, and Huckins is slow to get to his feet. Armstrong is loose behind the net, centering pass, shot goes wide. Armstrong slips it back to the left point. Smith, a shot, didn't get through. Down low, some quick passing into the slot area. It is stolen away, and the puck is carried by Drew Elliott, now chipped and chased. Elliott plays the body on Smith. It is tapped to the far side boards. Trying to win a race and keep it alive was Huckins, but kept away from him just in time. Smith motors in. Down low in the right corner, left for Ostapchuk. Huckins steps in front of him. There's going to be a penalty coming up. 7:07 remains in period number 1, and an interference minor will go against Evan Naus. Evan Naus is going off to the penalty box, and Alberta will go back to the power play. And Alberta is 1 for 1. Uchaz will take the key face-off, squaring up against number 16, Drew Elliott. There's one back for Masters. Savoy in the right circle. Little quick passing and a centering pass for Uchaz. He fired it over top of the goal. That was a very little slick short pass at the side of the net to set up that opportunity. And that was Ostapchuk. Another draw one cleanly. Masters deals it for Savoy. To the front of the net, turning on goal and getting a little quick chance is Ostapchuk. He dragged it from his backhand to his forehand, but it stayed out. Gunther on the left point. Drops it back for Masters. D-to-D passing play. Masters fakes the shot, slides it over for Savoy. To the front of the net. Little drag pass again. Ostapchuk wanted to go backdoor for Gunther. Savoy, wrister, save is made by Sheehan. Savoy in the right corner. Tries to tap it in front. Took a ricochet, goes back for Masters, but he holds it in. Wriggles his way down the right half wall. Takes a shot again. Save is made by Sheehan. And the whistle is sounded, so play stops. Already about 3 shots on this power play for Team Alberta. Just trying to press for that 2-goal lead. Every single one of Alberta's 3 games to date have been 1-goal affairs. Kulemans on the right wing for Zellweger. Controlling that puck over for Chagall. Little saucer pass for Zellweger. Ceulemans is operating the left half wall. Drops for Zellweger in the right circle. Chagall doesn't shoot. Now it's blocked, and it goes all the way down to the other end. 44 seconds remains on this power play opportunity. Alberta has that 3-2 lead with 5:47 remaining in this period. Grube is the puck facilitator. Gets it in the attacking zone, rattles it around the boards, all the way to Ceuleman on the point. Ceuleman's in the corner. Grube centering pass, quick shots on goal. Save is made, rebound. And the goaltender is able to dive on top of the puck of his glove to make sure it stayed out. That was Doc in the slot area that was denied. Really close range by the goalkeeper, Sheehan. 0-0 tie between Quebec and also British Columbia. 2:10 remaining in the period there. 20 seconds remains on this power play. Savoy is back out there. Slaney on the point for Smith. In the far circle. Shot is from the high slot. Big save is made by Sheehan. That one came from Highland. And a good setup there by number 11, Gunther. Good playmaker and a goal scorer. Showing a little showcase about why he was drafted first overall in the 2018 WHL draft by the Edmonton Oil Kings. He's played in a few games for the Oil Kings this year. Savoy in the left circle, cutting his way down low. Highland had it come to him. His shot was blocked by a skate. Highland has fended off the puck. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Savoy digs it free. Drops it back for Slaney. Wrister. That deflected off the leg of Dickey and went to the far corner boards. New Brunswick finally escapes, but Gunther is going to come right back into the line. But a nice job by the defender, Dickey, to stand up to him. A push up the ice by number 74, Duplessis, and he knocks it into the attacking end, but what goes out of play. An interesting story is number 88 on Team New Brunswick, and that is Alexis Daniel. Truly plays for an international team, which is really cool. A lot of players that come from Moscow, Kritzendorf, Germany, and Santa Fe, Texas, among a couple players from overseas. He plays for Stansted College, and he is 2004 born, but he is the captain of a team that has 2001, 2002, 2003, and 2004 players. He's the fourth youngest player on that club, but he's the captain. That speaks to this kid's leadership skills. David Doucette is on the ice. Tries to needle his way into a prime scoring area. Denied passage. Alberta gets it into the attacking end. On the point, Lajoie, a shot. Glove save is made by goaltender Sheehan. That was a low one, and he was very sharp of his reflex to get to the top of the blue paint to cut that down. I think he wanted to try and prevent any sort of opportunity for a tip, so he was very aggressive there. Attacking zone faceoff. Draws one defensively by New Brunswick. Trying to plug that puck out of the zone. Pushing and prodding. It is tapped over to the near corner boards. Barnett does a little spinorama, but still can't get that puck. Dickey loose behind his cage. Angles it to the far side. It's flipped high by Cormier and out to the neutral zone. Carried back in immediately by Grube. Puck bounces favorably. Elliott had it lost between his skates though. Grube got knocked down hard into the boards by number 2 Barnett. So a tripping call is forthcoming. They'll go to the box and Alberta will go back to the power play. They are 1 for 2. Shots at one point were 9-5 in favor of Alberta. They now have the last 8 shots on goal. 3:04 remaining in the period. Alberta really wants that cushion going to the intermission. Masters in for Gunther. In that left circle, his usual office. Puck is up for grabs in the high slot. Rushing over to keep it alive is Savoy. Threads it down low for Gunther. Back for Savoy. In the right circle. Masters tries to go cross seam. On the doorstep, they bang away. Ostapchuk scores. There was a weaker shot that got to the doorstep, but Ostapchuk was there to do what he does best. Bang away until he was able to get rewarded. 4-2 for Alberta. Their second power play goal on 3 opportunities. They now have a coveted 2-goal lead with 2:41 remaining in period number 1. And Ostapchuk had a goal and a helper against Team BC. So he is having that rolling momentum, building off a good performance with a good start to this one. Face-off will take place at center ice. And the draw is won by New Brunswick. Let's see if they could try to recapture that form that allowed them to tie the game twice. Really good steal down low by Doucette. Going to work. Tries to wrap it in front. Goes back to the right point. The goaltender's lost his stick. And it hops on goal. A save is made by Gordon. It got lost between his pads. But the goaltender was able to make a really good reflex play out of desperation and keep it out. That shot caught him off guard as a shot from Kuhlmans was denied by the pad. That was quite a jumpy adventure in his crease for Gordon, but he was unscathed from that misadventure. Zellweger in the right corner. Cuts his way into the middle. Now he decides to just leave it there for Doc to handle. Colton Dock jabs at it. LaVenture does a little bit of a stick handling maneuver. Wanted to drive it to his backhand, but lost control just as he got into the slot area. .133 remaining on the clock in period number 1. 18-6, the shots on goal in favor of Alberta, and they have the 4-2 lead. Masters stops up in his own end. He'll lead the charge. Carried it out to center, and then he lets Ostapchuk handle the job. He takes a shot from just inside the blue line, and that was held onto by Sheehan. That line will stay out there. McNeil will take the face-off against Reynolds, who has 6 points in 4 games. 4 of his points came against Team Ontario. Puck is trapped down low, deep in the attacking end, trying to swat it out. The safety was Nadeau, and he succeeded with that venture. But they can't get over center, though. Players lost his glove at center ice. Ostapchuk pursues down the left wing, trying to plug the wall and trap that puck in on the forecheck. Lajoie had it given away, a nice steal. Reynolds comes down the middle, one-on-one, tries to cut to the inside, but Masters heaves him very hard into the boards. And there will be a high sticking minor assessed. 28.9 seconds. And the penalty is coming up against Masters, so New Brunswick goes to the man advantage. They are 0 for 2 thus far. You know it would be huge for them if they were able to find a way to make it 4-3 before the end of the period. 1 minute and 31 seconds of power play time would carry over to period number 2 if they don't succeed here. Reynolds in the right circle. Plays it along for Huckins. Tap back to the point, shot towards the net, blocked in front. On the doorstep, a big save is made by Gordon as he stuck out his pad. Another backhander, scores! Huckins carried it under the corner and tucked it between the pads of Gordon to make it 4-3. Power play goal for Team New Brunswick. You gotta love a high-scoring game. 7 goals in the first period combined between these two teams. And Huckins just had a good motor, pursuing the puck in the corner and just driving to the net to tuck it behind the goalkeeper. 4-3. 10.7 seconds remaining on the clock in period number 1. Off the face-off, Alberta might try one last burst, but they go offside.
Team New Brunswick power play goal scored by number 18, Cole Huckins.
Cole Huckins, of course, gets credited for the goal. Let's find out about the assists here.
Number 16, Drew Elliott.
Drew Elliott was also banging away on the doorstep. He gets the primary assist. And that is the only assist for that marker. As it was a mad scramble, and in all the chaos, they were able to thread the puck in. We've come to the end of a very entertaining period of hockey between Alberta and New Brunswick. Thank you for hopping along this ride. It has 2 more periods in store for you. And we'll be back in 13 minutes to set up period number 2 and, of course, recap a wild first period.
19 shots on goal in the first period by Team Alberta. 8 shots on goal in the first period by Team New Brunswick. 19 lancés oubliés dans cette première période pour l'équipe représentant la province de l'Alberta et 8 lancés oubliés dans cette première période pour l'équipe représentant la province du Nouveau-Brunswick. Sports fans who would
Welcome back inside of the NMAX Centrium. We are about a minute and a half away from starting period number 2 between Alberta and New Brunswick. And I tweeted during the intermission that the 1980 Edmonton Oilers would have been very proud of the high-scoring type of game that they played in period number 1 between Hockey Alberta and Hockey New Brunswick. But before we get to the score clock, a key change has been made. I believe it looks like Drew Sim is going to be drawing into the game because Lachlan Gordon did allow 3 goals on 8 shots and did look not at ease in net. So it does make sense for Alberta to make that change. Scoring open of Tyson LaVenture, assisted by Owen McNeil at 3:08. Evan Noss tied the game at 4:17, assisted by Alexis Daniel and Charlie Jackson. Alberta retook the lead on the power play. Dylan Gunther assisted by Matthew Savoy at 6:18. 16 seconds later, Cole Huckins tied the game 2-2 at 6:34. Matt Savoy scored at 11:51 to make it 4-3-2. And then a 4-2 goal at 16:56 scored by Zach Ostapchuk. And Cole Huckins made it 4-3 with 11 seconds remaining in the period. You're watching period 2 of the Canada Winter Games quarterfinal matchup between Hockey Alberta and Hockey New Brunswick. And here we go between these two clubs. It'll be New Brunswick going from left to right and Alberta going from right to left in this period. Puck is dropped and we're underway. Shots were 19-8 in period number 1 for Team Alberta. And Marc Lajoie will play the puck deep inside of the attacking end. Sheehan will be out to play it. Behind the cage, Grube does a wraparound attempt. Puck is swatted over to the far boards, and now it's played deep inside of the attacking end by Elliott. Sim out there to get his first touch of the puck. Elliott takes over. Motoring his way in the right corner, drops it back for DesRosiers. Fans on a shot, able to recover momentarily to prevent a breakaway chance. Grube carries the puck in on the left half wall. Overtaken, Cormier gives it away. Score! Tyson LaVenture, Johnny on the spot to steal the puck and rip it home. 5-3 for Alberta, 51 seconds into the game. A really bad giveaway deep in his own zone by Alex Cormier, and Alberta makes them pay for it. 2 goals in this game for Tyson LaVenture. So the goal scoring continues here at this hockey game. Alberta and New Brunswick, 8 goals, and we haven't even played 21 full minutes yet.
Alberta goal scored by number 17, Tyson LaVenture.
Behind his own cage, Smith walks out in front and gets it out to the neutral zone. Puck is banged inside of the attacking end by Barrett, stolen by Reynolds. That shot is blocked. Now it is overtaken by number 11 Reynolds, dropping it back. A stop is stolen and play is offside. Offside call. So we'll have the face-off just outside of the New Brunswick end, and a stoppage like this gives New Brunswick a chance to breathe a little bit, get themselves recalibrated so they could go to battle. They certainly have had the ability of putting the puck in the net so far in this hockey game, and I'm sure the mantra from Phil Richer and his coaching staff will be to try and get a lot of shots on this cold goaltender, Drew Sim. Alberta continuing their assault on the cycle. In the slot area, it is being pursued on the right point, held in by Ceulemans. He fell down to his knees, but he still kept it alive. Only momentarily. Duplessis goes after it, but it's angled out deep into the New Brunswick zone, but quickly swatted out. Pitched into the zone. Hunt back in his own territory. Taps it to the far side boards. Puck is angled out to the neutral zone, but Alberta regathers it. Hunt plays it over for Duplessis, trying to manage that puck. It's stolen. A shot on goal wide of the cage. And that was number 17, Tyson LaVenture, coming oh so close. 1-1 tie between the other two teams as a wraparound attempt was denied and tight. A good active stick, a shot towards the goal, and Lajoie is denied as well. A one-time attempt for LaVenture. He fans on that at the bottom of the near corner. Puck is plodded along. Finally stolen and taken over by Team New Brunswick. And Dominic LeBlanc does steer it to safety, at least momentarily. A break down the middle, a shot by Chagurl, and a save is made by the goalkeeper. A squeak between the pads, but somehow it was able to maneuver to the side of the net, not behind him. But all sorts of offensive lanes are being opened up by Team Alberta. And way too much time and space in the attacking zone for them to go to work. Puck is carried by Reynolds. He chops it down low into the attacking end, centering pass. And there is an interception. Puck is played in that neutral zone by Savoy. Ran into his own teammate. A chance for Reynolds to counterattack up the right wing. Tries to cut to the inside. Can't bust into the middle. Kept alive, however. Backhanded by Doucette, but stolen away. DeRosier just chips it deep into the attacking end. Sim is very active playing the puck, and he has done so already in this hockey game. Gunther makes a cross-ice feed just out of the reach of Savoy. Reynolds overskates it. Puck is angled along up the right wing for Nadeau. Maybe a 3-on-2, but Nadeau is just more content with chipping it into the attacking end. Well, there is a chance the other way. Gunther tees it across. A shot just a hair through the crease onto the other side. There seemed to be a wide open cage as the goaltender committed way too early, coming from left to right. But fortunately for him, the puck somehow glanced and died right beside the side of the net. .4:17 gone in period number 2. And it's a 5-3 lead for Alberta. D-to-D passing. Lajoie has it tipped inside of the attacking zone, an offside call. Another Gundurl actually icing. Apologies about that. Faceoff will be down low in the Alberta end. Just to remind you, it's a 1-1 tie now between Quebec and BC. Quebec scored first, but BC responded. And BC scored 15 goals yesterday against Prince Edward Island. So that definitely gave them some confidence going into this clash tonight against a very good Quebec team. The only team to manage an absolute perfect record in the round robin. Grube protecting that puck. Nice saucer pass cross ice. Ceulemans is denied. Good pad save by Sheehan, and he steers it to the boards. Doc leaves it behind the net. Grube has it. Worked over from behind by number 2, Noss, and they try to jam it free. Burnett does get it all the way out to center. Zellweger retreats in his own territory. Angled up the far boards. Doc shovels it out with a backhand pass. Uchaz is across the line. Ceulemans in the left circle takes the shot. Save is made by goalkeeper Sheehan. Coming off the blue line. Zellweger in the right circle takes the shot. Ends on top of the net and then hit the goalpost but somehow stayed out. Ceulemans cross ice. Zellweger angles it to the far corner boards. Alberta is coming oh so close to getting goal number 6. They have had 3 or 4 good chances since they made it 5-3 to add more salt to the wound. But New Brunswick is getting some good bounces. Toe dragging down low. Ostapchuk was almost able to undress the entire defense. Ceulemans plays it behind the attacking net. McNeil controls on the outside. Drops it back. Zellweger over for a one-timer. and Cooleman's fans on that. 6:05 gone in the period. Cooleman's keeps it alive, threads it across. Zellweger down low looking for a tip. It was loose at the side of the net, and McNeil also fanned on the shot. That could have easily been 6-3. It is quite remarkable how it is not more than 5-3. Chance down low, backhander, big save is made by Sheehan. There's a big reason why Sheehan continues to make big saves. He robbed LaVenture from point-blank range. McNeil has it on a string along the outside. Gives it over to Doc in the left corner. Pushed from behind by Hunt. Doc is able to wriggle his way free. LaVenture into the slot. Nice steal by McCluskey to prevent a shot there from number 7. And that was Colton Doc. Doc in the high slot. His shot is blocked. Follow-up attempt. And a pad save is made again by Sheehan. Battle rages on. Smith from the left point. Puck is knocked down. A little bit of a spinorama attempt. Doc couldn't get good wood on it, but the goaltender was forced to have the puck nonetheless.
Alberta Blue Cross, Shaw, Navigator, and all of our sponsors and partners for their support of the 2019 Canada Winter Games. Merci à Graham Construction, at Western Park, Alberta Blue
5-3 for Alberta, 1-1 in the other building for Quebec and BC. Savoy on the draw. Loses it. Reynolds was on his stomach, but he was able to hook it to the other side. Nose. Up for Reynolds. A lead pass for Nadeau. Gains that line. Tried to carve his way into the middle, but Lajoie knocked him down. A steal attempt by Nadeau. Pushing and prodding, trying to keep it in, and they do. Reynolds slips behind the cage. Tries a centering pass attempt. Lajoie got in the way of that, along with Masters. Alberta once again on a counterattack. Savoy on that left wing, chips it into the middle. Couldn't connect with either of his teammates. Doucette leads the charge. Out of the corner, centering pass into the slot. Puck is knocked down. Getting hauled down was number 8 Nadeau, so he couldn't pull the trigger as he was lurking in the slot area looking for a backhand drive. Burnett makes a nice long lead feed. Reynolds cuts to the left circle, into the slot, turning and firing, but not getting the shot through, however, was number 24 Hunt. Counterattack, Grube in the left circle. His shot goes off the leg of Burnett. A back shot off the boards, and it somehow is able to make its way out to center for Reynolds. Reynolds curls, leaves it there for Duplessis. A steal, and the puck is knocked out by Grube. Along for Zellweger, offside is the call. Frantic action, and the score is somehow 5-3 still. $11:19 remaining in period number 2. And Alberta has 30 shots, and New Brunswick has 8. No shots yet this period. They've played 8:47. Alberta's had all 11 shots so far. That'll have to change. Shot towards the net by Coolemans. Glances off a stick and deflects into the netting behind the net. Wholesale line changes for both teams. McNeil, Ostapchuk, and number 18 Armstrong are coming out there. Taking the draw defensively is Dominic LeBlanc. Zellweger races for that puck. Getting there first is number 3 DeRosier, and he gets it out to safety. Puck is flipped on goal through center, and Duplessis goes denied by the goalkeeper Sim. That was the first shot towards the goal. Centering pass, shot, scores! Out of the right corner, that was McNeil getting it on the doorstep for a quick shot into the back of the net. And there you have it, a big time goal scored by number 18 Armstrong. A terrific pass by McNeil to set up Armstrong right on the doorstep. A one-touch reception, And he banged it in to make it 6-3. McNeil, a perfect pass right on the tape. Bullseye. 10:43 remains in period number 2. The goal is scored at 9:17.
Team Alberta goal scored by number 8.
Alberta is looking poised to have a chance to go to the semifinal.
Assisted by number 22, Owen.
And it looks like they have a bit of a 4-on-3 rush. They chop the puck down low in the attacking end.
Time of the goal, 9 minutes, 7
Trying to go to work here on that doorstep. Cormier plays it, leaves it in the corner boards. Puck is played up the middle lane, out to center. Elliott in that high slot. A backhand attempt by Huckins didn't get through. 9:59 remains in the second period. And New Brunswick had a good pushback shift. A little bit of offensive pressure, and that's what they need. To start and chip away at this lead. And they're going to get a power play attempt as called for a cross check is Keegan Slaney. And there is an excellent effort to try and claw a little bit closer. New Brunswick is 1 for 2. And the puck is angled all the way down into the zone. And now here's McNeil shorthanded. He'll just do a bit of a lap while he can. Twisting and turning with that puck. Drops it back for you, Chaz. It is angled into the neutral zone and dropped down low into New Brunswick territory. New Brunswick really needs this goal for sure. Reynolds, a lead feed. Played by Coolemans. He wraps it around, but it's knocked down at the line. Nouse plays it to the far corner. Doucette behind the net for Nadeau. Return pass. Doucette stabs it over to the near corner boards for Nadeau. Reynolds is waiting on the right half wall. He receives that pass. Trying to fend off a challenge from LaVenture. They're both trapped in the right corner boards. Not a lot of movement on this power play as of yet. The puck is stolen. Coolemans has a chance to clear it the length of the ice, and he does. And Sheehan is out there to steady it, and he will make a long pass. Really good job by the goaltender. Across the line, Reynolds pivots, drops it back for Nouse. On the doorstep, Nadeau tries a spinorama pass, but he has to hold on to the puck. Now a centering try. A sharp angle drive by Reynolds was well off the mark, but the puck did stay in the zone. Huckins drops it back for Dickey. His wrister is blockered aside by Sim. Dickey can't hold the line. The puck did go in the midsection of the referee. Now here's a shorthanded chance. Armstrong home free, scores! That one popped the water bottle off the net. A picture-perfect wrister. And that was a thing of beauty created by a good defensive play down low in their own territory. Shot went off the blocker, and then it was funneled to the line and out by Lajoie. And then a center picked up by Armstrong. Mano a mano, he gets the better of the goaltender that time. 8:09 remains in period number 2. A shorthanded tally for Alberta, 7-3. Alberta is playing a very strong game. 4-goal lead. Big thing for them is to try and hang on to it this time. Craig Armstrong getting the big tally. A collision. LeBlanc got knocked down from behind by Zellweger. There'll be a tripping minor assessed. 31-10, the shots on goal for Alberta. Zellweger going off to the penalty box, and New Brunswick will try to get back to the form of their first 2 power plays. I thought it was a little too stationary on the third attempt. There was a lot of interchanging parts that allowed them to get the goal. That time they were all kind of trapped in the right corner boards, and that really sort of created the chain of events that led to that shorthanded goal. So what will power play number 4 bring? They have to start back from their own territory. Dickey behind his own cage has some good offensive instincts as a blue liner. Cormier sidesteps a couple of checks, leads it ahead to the attacking zone for Huckins. Tries to force his way through a couple of defenders. Burnett on the right point, can hold it in. Chagall steals, has it down low, takes a shot. Good save is made by goaltender Sheehan. Chagall, like a dog on raw meat, trying to steal it back. The captain of Alberta creating some havoc, but a counterattack now. Cormier drops it down low to the right corner. Huckins into the right circle. Cormier tried to go back door, but it's broken down. 6:50 remains in period number 2. Alberta has that 7-3 lead, but they're shorthanded for another 55 seconds. On the right point, DesRosiers doesn't shoot, going D-to-D with Noss. Noss deals it over to Reynolds, drops it back for DesRosiers. In the right circle for Elliott. A little bit more mobility here, but their attempt is broken up. McNeil trying to force a steal. DesRosiers stabs it over to the middle of the neutral zone and picked up and carried in by Noss. Noss over for DesRosiers. Holding, shooting, just wide. Follow-up chance, and that is whistled wide of the net by Reynolds. Good follow-up attempt, but a tad off the mark. But thank you for joining us here on Canada Games TV. We have really enjoyed having all of you engaged in the chat boards, watching the games, as being good hockey fans. And I understand there were some people from the last game from Florida, Connecticut, and even overseas from England, of all places, which is just wonderful. Good to have everybody tuned in and watching the spectacles of these games. A backhand feed in front and a shot just wide, a little bit of a lacrosse feed from the neutral zone, and that did not work. An offside call. 5:28 remaining in period number 2. 33-10, the shots on goal in favor of Alberta. Quebec has a 2-1 lead now over BC near the end of the second period. Alberta's looking good to try and close down the third quarterfinal spot. Quebec trying to lock it down. BC right there in there with that game. Saskatchewan and Ontario are going to the game. So 2 minutes for slashing against DesRosiers, and a shot by Savoy rings off the post. DesRosiers off in the penalty box, and now Alberta has a chance to make it 8-3. Gunther back to the point. Masters, Gunther, cross seam, Savoy to the doorstep. Ostapchuk turns, can't quite pull the trigger on the backhand. On the right point, Savoy. In for Masters, he lows and he fakes. Over to Savoy, he takes, he scores! Really good fake out by Masters. He created the seam, and Savoy, with that expert shot of his, makes no mistake and gets it to the back of the net. 8-3 for Alberta. They have their third power play goal. Alberta is now 3 for 4 on the man advantage, definitely fueling their offense in this game. By my count, it's 3 power play goals, 1 shorthanded goal, and 4 and even strength. Duplessis cuts to the inside, hits the goalpost. Oh, so close to making it 8-4. Shot from the left point, didn't get through. Back comes Alberta. Chagall angles his way across the line. Cuts it down low to the left circle. Doc tries to drop it back, but it is overtaken. And the puck is flipped into the attacking end. Sim out to play it. LaVenture trying to handle that bouncing puck. Now overtaken by the Alberta defense. Pitchforked out to safety, right onto the blade of LaVenture, who scurries it down low into the attacking end for Doc to manage along with Chagall. Doc got it free for Chagall. Back to the left point. Zellweger tries to take a shot, but it is blocked. Down the right wing, getting spun around is Cole Frazier, trying to will his way free. Almost a break attempt for number 18 Gould behind the defense. 3:33 remaining in period number 2. On the point, Slaney taking his time, under duress from Huckins, but he was able to keep the puck in. DeRosier now under pressure from Grube. He is so good behind the net at stealing those pucks, and he has it again. Wants to drive to the inside. He'll just go behind the net. Protects on his backhand. Drops it back to the point. Kuhlman's over to Smith. Can't quite receive that pass. But he does level a big-time hit along the wall, and then another shot for good measure. And that was on DeRosier. There will be a penalty coming up against Smith with 2:59 remaining in period number 2. There was that little retaliation at the end, and there was that head hit to the head that started it. Then there was that little shot when the guy was down on the ice. So Smith is going to the box for the hit to the head. 2-minute minor. And New Brunswick, as if I could make a captain obvious statement here, absolutely needs to score here if they want to have some life going into the third period. Because they could definitely look at the example of Manitoba able to come back from a 6-1 deficit and make it 6-5. They'll try to go to work here. But a good steal off the hop, and Kuhlman's carries that puck out, and he'll dump it deep into the attacking end. Good mobility from the Alberta defenseman just to carry it and deposit it to safety. 2-1 score for Team Quebec over Team BC. Reynolds is behind his own cage. He'll leave it for Nose. And they will go to work to try and carry that puck in the zone. They dump it in deep in the right corner boards. Some work is being done by Nadeau, but the puck is extricated all the way out to the other end for safety. Sheehan leaves it there for Burnett. Looking for the best outlet possibility. Decides he'll just carry it a little himself before dealing it off to Hawkins. Hawkins across the line. He's had some good jam behind the net as he lays a hit on number 6 Masters. A couple of whacks on the doorstep. They bang away, but the goaltender Sim keeps it out of the net. And then getting hauled down is Slaney, but he's back to his feet. And a little bit too aggressive around the net for Drew Elliott. He's going off to the penalty box. Slaney is as well. They really went toe-to-toe against each other. Both sides for roughing, coincidental minors. Play will remain 5-on-4 for New Brunswick. Minute 45 remains of the period. 46 seconds remains in this power play. Shots after the first period were 19-8. This period 15-3 in favor of Alberta. Good control. Puck is overtaken here by number 2, Burnett. Dumps it deep into the attacking end. It is pursued. Cormier overskated that puck, tried to take a whack. It just went over his stick. Minute 17 seconds remains in period number 2. 34-11 the shots on goal for Alberta, and we're going to try and do a little bit of number crunching to get a sense of what the playoff matchups could be tomorrow once we come back in the third period. Really, of course, depends on the dominoes of what happens in that Quebec and BC game. A 1-goal affair there. Of course, could go either way. Goaltender Sheehan wanted to come out and play the puck aggressively, but Ostapchuk kind of forced him inside of his own zone. Penalty is going to be killed off in 3 seconds. Now he's back on the ice. That is number 20, Smith. A couple Albertan teammates collide in the near corner boards. It is really being dug ferociously by Hunt. They get it to the blue line and out. Doucette trying to force a steal, motoring all over the place on the attacking zone line. But Grube has it, hooks it to the slot area, stolen by Reynolds. And he is going to take flight. Gets to the attacking zone, but broken away. Grube is 1-on-3, drives to the inside, backhander, save is made. No real angle to shoot. The goaltender was very aggressive and confident to come out and cut it down. And you certainly cannot blame Sheehan for the goals that have gone past him. He has made some good saves for his team in this hockey game. Drop pass, a powder shot on goal by Gunther is swallowed up by the midsection of Sheehan. 2 seconds remaining on the clock. So Alberta is going to match their goal output from the previous period. New Brunswick, however, not able to get on the board. They're down by 5 goals going into the second intermission. It would be certainly a major task for them to try and chip away at this lead, but you know the message of Phil Richer, the head coach, will be, let's get the wins. Start by winning shift by shift and see what happens. Alberta, however, played a tremendous period of hockey. They outscored their opponent 4-0 and outshot them 16-3. We'll be back for period number 3 in 13 minutes from now. Welcome back, everybody. We are about to begin period number 3 of our quarterfinal matchup between Alberta and New Brunswick. It was very tight after period number 1, but then Alberta broke it open in a big way with 4 goals in the second period to build an 8-3 lead. And we're about a minute or so away from beginning the third period. Just to give you an update about what's happening at the other arena, it is a 2-1 lead for Quebec over BC. This period we'll see New Brunswick go from right to left, and Alberta will go from left to right. And in that second period, Tyson LaVenture scored at 51 seconds. Brett Hyland made it 6-3 at 9:17. Greg Armstrong was able to make it 7-3 at 11:51. And then at 15:16, Matt Savoy made it 8-3. Glad to have you on board for this one. Third period, puck is dropped. Here we go. Puck is tapped inside of the attacking zone. And New Brunswick trying to get back to that forecheck that worked for them well in period number 1. When they were at their best, they were able to be a force beyond the end zone and particularly around the net. But Alberta's been good on the rush. They've been good on the cycle. 5-on-5, shorthanded. And of course the power play where they're 3 for 4. Puck is played up for Ceulemans. He takes a shot from the right point. Save is made by Sheehan. And actually, nope, the goaltender has been changed. Gignard is in net. He was changed between the two periods, so he is in there trying to get some minutes. A good pad save is made by him. Big hit along the far boards. It is jammed up for McCluskey, and he flips it to safety. 37-11, the shots on goal in favor of Alberta. Pierre-Vincent Gignard is now in goal. He plays for Newbridge Academy throughout the season. We certainly can't blame what happened in the first 2 periods on Sheehan. He made a lot of good saves to try and keep his team in touch. On the right point, Masters sends it cross ice for Lajoie. Shot from the left point is blockered aside by Gignard. Masters will try and get a shot. Save is made. So clearly Alberta's just trying to get a few shots on goal to test this goaltender coming cold into the game. And remember that Alberta started the game with Lachlan Gordon. And the good news for them is they were able to get Sim in there, and that seems to have stabilized their style of play. On that right point, Gunther, his shot, grazed off a leg of Noss, leaves it, and Doucette will take charge. He gets it to the blue line, and the puck squirts out to the neutral zone, but a big hit, and Masters was able to play the body big in front of Reynolds. Carrying out to center, DeRosier chips it down low behind the attacking net. It's batting around in midair. Comes back to the left point for Hunt. Squirted to the blue line, and McNeil is going to tip it ahead, and Armstrong first on that puck in the right corner. McNeil and Ostapchuk going to work. This is the energy line, and this is what they excel at. Grinding in the corners, creating a lot of energy while wearing down their opponents. No shots as of yet for New Brunswick in this period. Here, McNeil getting into the slot, down low. And the puck is tipped out of play. So 2:52 gone in period number 3. I just want to give you another update. It's still 2-1 for Quebec. 16:53 remains in the period there. So things are a lot more in doubt there. Savoy already has 2 goals in this hockey game, including the latest to make it 8-3. On the left point, Smith takes a shot. Penalty is coming up. And the goaltender has been pulled for an extra attacker. Gunther is out there. Slaney goes back into his own territory, and he'll try to take charge. Shadowing him is Alexis Daniel. Gunther's across the line. Tried to feed it in for Uchaz, but the puck is touched up, so Alberta will go to their 5th power play. They are 3 for 4 tonight. Power play goals for Matthew Savoy, Dylan Gunther, and Zach Ostapchuk. They're going to put the LaVenture unit out there along with Highland. That's the one thing about Bobby Fox. There's such a good amount of riches. He likes to go to the blender quite a bit to try out different combinations. And Hunt is going off to the box. Armstrong scored a shorthanded goal. He takes the face-off on the power play. LaVenture on the left point for Slaney. Slides it in for Lajoie. Steadied the puck, gets it over for LaVenture. Back for Lajoie. Top of the point, Slaney fakes the shot. Over to Lajoie. Holding, waiting. Slaney has it again, back and forth. Now he takes a shot. Fluttered off a body and went wide. Picking up the loose puck is Highland. Left it behind. Reels it back in though. Takes the shot from the right circle. Steered aside by Gignard. LaVenture curls into the left circle. Takes a shot again, and that is absorbed in the midsection by Gignard. He came to the top of the blue paint, and he's looked good coming into this game. So we know for sure that Saskatchewan and Ontario will play in the semifinals. The question is, who will their opponents be? Trying to get clarification to lock down the understanding of what the playoff matchups would be. Shot towards the net. Gunther had it blocked. Hopefully I'll eventually be able to get some answers for sure. Savoy in the right corner. Centering pass in the slot. Uchaz is denied. Getting a piece of that was Gignard. Masters angles it over for Gunther on the right point. Masters. Savoy tried to play it in front. They like to use that play where Ostapchuk is just able to maneuver it from his backhand to his forehand on a power move right on the goal line. In the right corner, Uchaz is tied up, but Ostapchuk has it free. Doucette steals and gets it out to center. Gunther gets it ahead for Savoy. Across the line on the right wing, takes a shot. Goes behind the net, wraparound attempt. And the shot just went wide of the cage. Gunther is hauled down. Trying to push it out very hard to the zone as Peter Reynolds along with DeRosier. Eventually the referee does call play dead as the puck was underneath the mass humanity of bodies. 19 seconds remains. So I have gotten some clarification about the matchup. So it would be the highest seed from the round robin who would win their quarterfinal would play the lowest seed. And then the 2 and 3 ranked teams would play against each other. So if Quebec and Alberta hold up their current leads, Saskatchewan would play Quebec tomorrow at 4 p.m., and Alberta would play Ontario tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. And Alberta and Ontario, of course, was the championship game 4 years ago, which Ontario won 3-1. So we wouldn't get a rematch of the gold medal game, but we would get it at least at some point. But that really depends on what happens. But Alberta does appear on their way. They have a 5-goal lead with 14:49 remaining. Shot in tight. Save is made. Groove on the doorstep, trying to bang away. Goaltender was floundering around, but it did stay out. 2 seconds remains on the clock on this power play. McNeil struts around the half wall. Puck got lost between the skates of Highland. A chance to clear, and they do. But an icing call comes up against New Brunswick. And Quebec did just make it 3-1 in that other game, so things are looking a little bit more locked down on that side of the equation. Chagall drops it back to the right point. Coolemans drifts it wide. Hunt stabs it ahead, and Huckins is going to motor down the right wing. Slides it into the attacking zone. Going to work Alex Cormier. And he was rode off the puck effectively by number 7, and that is Colton Dock. He's once again had a good game at both ends of the ice. Dock needles it ahead for Chagall, stolen by Cormier. And now here comes a chance down the left wing for Elliott. A shot, glove save is made by Sim. And that is only the 4th shot that he has faced in 27 minutes of action. And I was just talking to a broadcast colleague of mine, and he was asking about Colton Dock being related to Kirby Dock of the Saskatoon Blades, and he is projected to be a top 10 pick of the 2019 entry draft. So it's good that he reminded me about that. And of course, Colton says his brother Kirby is a big-time hero of his. Puck is played by Nas, tips it to himself, knocks it deep inside the attacking end, and Huckins has some good offensive forechecking pressure. He had that one big goal to make it 4-3, but now it's 8-3, 2-on-1 the other way. McNeil sends it cross ice, can't get the shot off. A little too high for Armstrong to tame. He falls down in the far corner, and a 3-on-3 the other way. Now turns more into a 2-on-2. Doucette curls into the inside, in the left circle, takes a shot. Another glove save is made by Sim. Positionally sound to keep that out. So just one more clarification. If the current matchup stands, it would be Saskatchewan and Quebec at 4 p.m. and Alberta and Ontario at 7:30 p.m. Of course, there are the 11th and 9th place games, but those are going to be at the Canucks Arena. If you happen to know anybody from the Prince Edward Island or Newfoundland side of the equation, their games are not going to be covered. There just isn't really a good Wi-Fi connection in that building, so we're sorry, but we're not able to provide you broadcast or commentary coverage of that game. 12:52 remains in period number 3. Puck is tipped inside the attacking end. Reynolds tries to take flight, and he tries to use that speed that he's known for, but he was knocked off stride. He's been held in check overall in this game, and of course he was so dangerous, and I am subscribed to neutralzonescouting.com, and they give ratings to players out of 5. He is rated a 4.75 prospect out of 5, which is a very elite rating. There's one player with a 5 out of 5 rating in this game. Number 14, Matthew Savoy of Alberta. 12:33, here's a lane to the net for Gunther, coming down the right wing, takes the shot, blocker save by Gignard. Good save by him, and he steered the rebound to the far boards. It's held in, Highland gets it into the slot, but stolen away and flipped off the boards out to safety by McCluskey. Zellweger deals it over to Ceulemans. Tried to advance it ahead for Savoy, out of the reach of everybody. Icing call coming up against Team Alberta. And now some more goal scoring in the other game. 5-1 for Quebec. And apparently there have been 55 shots directed on net, and there's still 12 and a half minutes to play in that game. So they're going to go over the 60 mark by the look of it, as a shot went on goal from long range at the blue line, and Dickey is denied. And Dickey has been a standout defenseman, in my view, in this game for Team New Brunswick. And here's what I could tell you about him. Plays for the St. John's Vito Midget AAA team. Was a top defenseman of the New Brunswick AAA Bantam League, playing for the St. John Sea Dogs from 2016 to 2018. Had 18 points in 27 games. And he's competed at ball hockey competitions, including the U17 Western Challenge Cup for Team Metro. And a lot of players that have played hockey also are very active with the ball hockey. A couple have been to world championships, as Dickey launches one on goal from the left point, and that was denied. Savoy curls his way into the attacking zone, drops it back. Shot was blocked. That was a very good dynamic rush as per usual by Savoy. Counterattack. LeBlanc on the far boards. Feathers it into the high slot. Noss has time and room. His shot is gloved and held by Sim. And there hasn't really been any rebounds, but Coolemans and Martin McCluskey had a little bit of a whack at each other after the whistle, but then they separate. Off the face-off. Puck is played over for LeJoie. Masters has it in the near corner and just flips it all the way down to the other end. Another icing call coming up against Team Alberta. Well, Alexis Daniel going out there along with Jackson. We haven't seen a lot of this line as of yet, but Nadeau has had quite a bit of time on the power play. So Phil Richet has gone to the blender a little bit, trying to get a little bit of a spark going. And that's what he said he would have to do. He said that a lot of the pre-exhibition games would be trying to get team cohesion. He said that a lot of the tactical stuff he would try to evaluate on a game situation by game situation. So I think these line changes really kind of fit into his philosophy. And Richet is assisted by Eric Nielsen and Kevin Pottle. Masters leaves it behind the net for LeJoie, whose father, of course, is the head coach of the Kamloops Blazers. And his sister Isabella will be here next week in the female competition. Don't want to miss that, starting on February 24th. LaVenture in the right corner. Noss takes over. But Doc takes it right back. LaVenture tried to feed it across for Doc behind the cage, but it is interrupted. And a 3-on-2 for New Brunswick. Jackson's just going to dump it in and go for a change and let Fraser go to work. A little bit of a room behind the cage, but LeJoie is able to keep him in stride. Taps it ahead for Ostapchuk. Nice burst of speed coming down that left wing. Takes a shot at too sharp of an angle. Hit the netting at the side of the net. Centering pass. It is broken up. And a lead pass now for Huckins down the left wing. Takes a shot. Pad save is made by the goalkeeper Sim. 10-14 remains in period number 3. Alberta 45 and New Brunswick 19 shots. Couple last second adjustments. Huckins will take that face off. Definitely has been a catalyst for this team. Off that face-off, the puck is plied over to the far boards. Armstrong pitchforks it out to safety. And Elliott stabs it deep inside of the attacking end. Sim is out to play it, and he'll leave it for Slaney. Ostapchuk pivots, almost ran into his own teammate there, but now he'll take flight. Brings it into the attacking zone, chips and chases. And he is pursuing number 4, McLaren Dick, who is the nephew of noted Blue Jays columnist Gregor Chisholm for MLB.com. Chagall tips that puck to center. And Eli Barnett is out there. He's been one of the steadier defensemen tonight for Team Nova Scotia. Team New Brunswick, apologies about that. Jackson has it tipped towards the goal. And Grubb taps it, can't get it out. Not a lot of shots for either team over the last several minutes. Play has become a little bit more of a chess match, a little more locked down, kept to the perimeter. 9 minutes remaining in period number 3. A steal, and Doucette is going to turn on the wheels, careens his way up the right wing. On the backhand, couldn't get the shot towards the goal. Counterattack, Coolemans, cross ice feed. And he finds Grubb in the slot, backhander, just rolled off his stick right into the goaltender, but forced to make the save nonetheless. Rube drops it back. Zellweger goes behind the cage. Uchaz sends it back there behind the net. Grube has it in the right corner. Tries to carve his way off the wall, but it rolled away right to number 22, Charlie Jackson of Newbridge Academy, who bangs it inside of the Alberta end. .809 remains in the period. Evan Noss skates his way into the attacking end, drifts that low shot wide. Savoy sets up a breakaway feed perhaps for Gunther, and now he'll just come in down the right wing, takes a shot that is wired wide of the cage. Looked like it was going to be a breakaway opportunity, but the puck just drifted a little bit wide, and then all of a sudden it did not turn into a breakaway at all. Penalty is going to come up against Team New Brunswick. And the call is being made for a hit to the head. Desrosiers is going off. Alberta is going back to the power play again. Number 3, Coolemans is going off, so it's a opportunity for Alberta just to add a little bit more to their stat line individually. 3 for 5 on the man advantage. No goals have been scored this period yet for Team Alberta. Zellweger slowly, cautiously plays it over to Coolemans. Now 4 minutes. It was originally 2, now they made it 4. Basically, they'll be on the power play for most of the remaining part of this game. 7:22 on the clock. Chagall over to Zellweger. Chagall in the right corner. Has it taken away, and it's stolen by Alexis Daniel, who knocks it down to the other end of the ice. 7:04 remains in the period. Offside is the call. BC's made it a little bit closer. 5-2 in that game. 7:26 remains in the third period, but it looks like Quebec is well on their way to making it to the Final Four. Ontario, Quebec, and Alberta has been constants in the Final Four. As I mentioned earlier today, Saskatchewan is making their first semifinal appearance since 1995, since they won that tournament in Grand Prairie, Alberta. Referee has his arm up in the air again. Another call is coming up. It'll be a 5-on-3. Number 91, Cormier, is going off. And that's for the cross-check. So 6:47 remaining in the third period. So it'll be a full 2-minute power play. There will also be a misconduct attached to that. And number 91, Cormier, is going off, and it's going to be Charlie Jackson serving the penalty in the box. Puck is played all the way down to the other end of the ice.
Number 91, Alex Cormier. 2 minutes for checking from behind.
2 minutes for the checking from behind, and then the game misconduct. So he'll be out for the remainder part of the game. 8-3 the lead for Team Alberta. 5-on-3 for another minute 37. The venture back to the point. Lajoie, top of the right circle, holding, waiting, takes the shot, pad save is made by Gignard. Armstrong trying to wriggle that puck back. LaVenture back to the point. Slaney over to Lajoie. No shot yet. Gets himself in position, takes one, and it's deflected out of play. Now the Uchaz, Gunther, and Savoy unit comes out there, Savoy, and now you're going to see all of those players who have been able to factor into a few of the power play goals try to add some more to their tally. Ostapchuk back to the right point for Masters. Deals it over to Gunther. In the right circle, Savoy into the slot. Uchaz is robbed. A good pad save is made by Gignard. on the left point. Masters over to Savoy. Side of the net. Ostapchuk wanted to go back door, but the puck rattles all the way out to center. 53 seconds remains on the 5-on-3. Uchas steps up in the far circle. Drops it back for Masters. Enter Savoy. Return for Masters. They just play catch. Now Savoy needles it down low behind the cage. He wanted to set up Ostapchuk, but it was a little wide. Masters on the left point. Return for Savoy. Gunther's in the left circle. He receives the puck. Drops it back for Masters. Fakes it. Over to Gunther. Tries to get a shot from a sharp angle. Elevates over to the near quarter boards, but Savoy reels it back in. Back for Masters. Savoy doesn't shoot. Now here's a shot from Masters blocked. Follow-up attempt. Uchas tries to get one, but it was blocked in front by the defenseman and played down to the other end. Very clear that number 11, Gunther, wanted that one-timer that they already worked to a little bit earlier today. Masters in the right corner, dancing around the outside, holding on, drops it back to the blue line. Chagall has it, bottom of the right circle. In the corner, back and forth between him and Grube. Kuhlman's back for Zellweger. He loads and fires, ricochets off the backboards. Kuhlman's on his backhand, can't quite funnel it across. Huckins is trying to steal it away, but Kuhlman's gets it back, drops it back. Good pad save is made by Gignard. Off of the attempt by Doc from the blue line. Huckins gets the puck to center, trying to single-handedly make something happen. And he gets dragged down to the ice, so there will be a penalty call for a trip. So 26 seconds remaining on the 4-minute minor. Then after that, there'd be 94 seconds or less of power play time as Chagall is in the box for tripping. 5-3 for Quebec in that game. So BC's trying to make a little bit of a late rally.
Team Alberta penalty to number 19, Sean Chagall. 2 minutes for tripping and 15 minutes and 53 seconds.
Ostapchuk in for Armstrong in the right circle. Sends it across again. Can't quite pull the trigger. Alberta will just try to play some keep away here. Now we're in a 5-on-4 power play for Team New Brunswick. Elliott is going to carry it across the right wing. Cuts down the wall. But tied up by Armstrong. And the puck is sent the length of the ice by the Alberta penalty killers. Minute 15 seconds remaining on this power play attempt. Nouse out to center. McNeil lobs it into the attacking end. Shorthanded comes down that left wing. He's already created a shorthanded tally earlier today. He is knocked down to the ice but gets back to his feet. Doucette takes over. Has some good stride, but the puck was poked off his blade by McNeil. Good race on the back check. Dickey goes to D for Noss. Ahead for Doucette, out of his reach. And the venture comes in shorthanded. Cuts to the inside. Shouldered off the puck very effectively by Elliott. 2:37 remaining in the third period. And there's 27 seconds remaining on this penalty kill for Alberta. Getting in tight down low is McCluskey, but he got spun around before he could get a shot. And he ended up having the stick of Armstrong in his paraphernalia, but now Armstrong picks it up. 9 seconds remaining on the power play. Nothing was created. And it's been over 5 minutes since a shot went on goal for Team New Brunswick. Arm in the air. 2:06 remains, and penalty coming up against Team New Brunswick. And it'll be Hunt going off for a hit to the head. And the Savoy unit is going out there first, and Savoy was issuing instructions about how he wanted the face-off alignment to be. Has that puck, curls along the left wing. Has it on a string, but he falls down. Goes back to the left point. Slaney loads and fires, and that goes low and wide. Smith on the right point. Angles across ice for Savoy. Back for Slaney. Quick pass to Savoy. Slaney, no shot. Into the right circle, one-timer. Smith had it graze off a leg and bounced right to Savoy. Back to the point. Slaney over to Savoy. He'll load and fire. And that's well wide, and it ricochets out to center. Savoy in the neutral zone, drops it back for Smith. He soccers it ahead. Leaves it for Slaney to handle. Carries it in, right down the middle lane. Takes a shot over top of the goal. Bit of a collision down low. Barnett got spun around slightly, and LaVenture goes to work in the right corner along with Lejoie. Marc Lejoie tips it free for LaVenture. He's loose behind the net. Behind the back pass for Savoy. Drops it back for Slaney. He takes a shot. Good block in front by Jackson. Follow-up attempt just wide. And the puck is angled all the way down to the other end of the ice. 45 seconds remains in the period. 37 seconds remains on this penalty against New Brunswick. Jackson steals the puck. Centering pass, however, it is picked up by Grube. And he will make his way up the middle and sends it up to Highland. Highland just skates back, looking for good options. Carries it across the line. Ostapchuk finds it in the slot, and he wires it just wide. They lost the puck a moment in that maze in the high slot, but Ostapchuk found it again immediately. Just a hair off the mark of a good hard shot. 19 seconds remaining on the clock here in regulation. And Alberta is poised to go back to the Final Four. They have medaled at every single Canada Winter game since 1991. 1987 was the last time that they were held off the podium. All they'd have to do was win the next game to have a chance to defend and get a silver at the very least, like they did 4 years ago. Lejoie operates around the outside as time expires. It was really close after the first period. 7 combined goals. It was 4-3 for Alberta, but they put the hammer down in period number 2, scored 4 unanswered goals, and then really just played some good suffocating defense in this game. Ultimately walk away with a big 5-goal victory. And the fans will go home happy, both here in the building and of course watching on the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll let the last image that you see from quarterfinal Wednesday be the two teams lining up at center for the sportsmanlike handshake at the end. It was a good battle for the first half of this game, back and forth. But Alberta's offensive might was too much to be denied on this night. Thank you for joining us here on our coverage. We'll be back on Canada Live TV tomorrow to bring you semifinal action, and the two matchups should be terrific. So long for now.